Coming up, a mass shooting occurred in New Jersey, and later a clinical professor is recognized for his work in promoting campus mental health.
Did you know the best time of the year has already come to Iowa City?
No, it's not Christmas. It's Cyhawk Week for basketball, so tune in for sports.
Temperatures will continue to drop, so stay tuned for weather to find out all the details on this weekend's forecast.
All that and more coming up on this Thursday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Noah Gowdy. On Tuesday, 4 people were killed at a Jewish kosher market in New Jersey after 2 people opened fire in the store. The 2 suspects proceeded to have a standoff with police until eventually both shooters were killed, bringing the incident's death total to 6 and leaving 2 police officers injured. One of those killed in the market was Detective Joseph Seals. He was 40 years old and leaves behind a wife and 5 children. Police recovered multiple weapons and a sophisticated pipe bomb from a U-Haul truck that the suspects were living in and brought to the attack. Officials say that the market may have been the target of an anti-Semitic attack. The Association of University and College Counseling Center, or AUCCCD, recognizes achievements that exemplify excellence in the promotion of campus mental health. Barry Schreier was awarded the AUCCCD's President's Award for meritorious service to the national field of campus mental health. Schreier is the director of the University Counseling Service and a clinical professor in counseling psychology at the College of Education here at the University of Iowa. He commented on the winning saying, quote, "It's a humbling experience to receive this award, and especially having been selected by a group of other mental health leaders that I highly respect," end quote. Schreier is very proud of the improvements of the University Counseling Services has made in the past 3 years, stating that they are, quote, "more proactive and offering many more services than we did in the past," end quote. University Counseling Services is located in the Old Capitol Mall, where students can make an appointment with a case manager. And we have had many snows and cold weather over the last couple of weeks. Let's toss it over to Claire in the weather studio to find out how this next week is shaping up. Claire?
That's right, Noah. It has gotten a lot colder, and we will continue to see those cold temperatures. This morning, we have lots of clouds and a temperature of 33 degrees. This afternoon, we will reach the high of 44 before falling back down to 34 degrees this evening. The clouds will stick around for the duration of the day. To kick off the weekend, we will have more clouds with a high of 42 and a low of 25. Continuing into Saturday, temperatures will fall even more with a high of 29 and a low of 10. Closing out the weekend, we can anticipate partly cloudy skies with a high of 22 and a low of 14. Starting early next week, there is a 30% chance of some snow with a high in the low 30s and a low in the teens. Bundle up and stay warm, Iowa City. Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Claire. On Sunday, RAGBRAI announced it appointed 48-year-old Dieter Drake as the new director of the event. Drake replaces former RAGBRAI director T.J. Uskowitz, who resigned last October over some controversy with the Des Moines Register. Drake has organized over 100 rides and cycling races over 15 years. He started with a small race in Cambridge, which turned into the Tour of the Battenkill, one of the biggest pro-am cycling events in the U.S. Drake said he was particularly excited to bring international attention to RAGBRAI, saying, quote, "Everyone I know knows RAGBRAI, even people in Iceland, people in Spain. We want to get them here and get them spending their dollars here," end quote. Drake has also treated biking events as a family affair, with his 7 children getting involved and his wife managing registration. Drake will move to Iowa City and begin his duties December 16th, with the 48th RAGBRAI race occurring from July 19th till July 25th. Today, the House Judiciary Committee is meeting to make amendments to the articles of impeachment against Trump. The articles are expected to pass after the amendment process. Each member of the committee is allowed to speak for up to 5 minutes over each amendment, meaning the process could take a long time. The session is expected to end early due to the president's ball that is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Multiple members of the committee are expected to attend, meaning the amendment process could wrap up early. We will have more information to come as it becomes available. 71-year-old Grammy-winning singer and actress Olivia Newton-John auctioned off a leather jacket she wore in the movie Grease for $243,200. What she was not expecting was for the man who purchased the jacket to return it to her right after winning it. The buyer described himself as her #1 fan, saying, quote, "The jacket belongs to you and the collective soul of those who love you, those for whom you are the soundtrack of their lives," end quote. Newton-John decided to auction off over 500 items from her career to raise funds for her cancer center after being diagnosed with breast cancer for the 3rd time. She was thrilled when the buyer, who wished to remain anonymous, asked her if she would display it in her cancer center, which she happily agreed to. Newton-John was able to raise $2.4 million for her cancer center, according to the auction house. And it's a very exciting week here on campus as we have Rivalry Week in sports. Let's toss it over to sports to find out more. Guys?
Today is our lucky day because we don't only have 1, not 2, but 3 Cyhawk Series games this week.
That's right, Tiana. Last night, Iowa women's basketball took on the Cyclones in Ames. And tonight, we get the sequel as Iowa men's basketball takes on Iowa State in Hilton Coliseum. Diving into both games to see how the Hawks measure up to the Cyclones.
To kick off the Cyhawks showdown, Iowa women's basketball barely secured the win over Iowa State last night with a final score of 75-69. This matchup was destined to be a nail-biter, with the Hawks coming into the game at 6 wins and 2 losses, and State coming in at 6-1.
With seniors Kathleen Doyle scoring 21 points, Mackenzie Meyer scoring 18, and sophomore Monica Sananu dominating with 20, it looked like the Hawks really meant business in Ames.
Currently, Iowa women's basketball is leading the Cyhawks series with 27 wins to the Cyclones' 22 total victories. And the Hawks have won 3, now 4 consecutive wins against the Cyclones. And let's just say they like to keep it that way.
This win also adds women's basketball to the list of programs that have already beaten State this year, putting them alongside football, wrestling, and soccer. And after tonight, we are hoping to add men's basketball to that stacked roster as well.
Speaking of men's basketball, the Hawks are heading into not only enemy territory, but also undefeated enemy territory. With Iowa State securing 5 wins and 0 losses at home, Iowa has quite the challenge ahead of them. Although Iowa currently is leading Iowa State 45-27 in the Cyhawks series. State will be a tough team to beat.
Iowa State has not held back this season. 4 of their players are averaging in double figures in scoring this season. And that same number of players also scored double figures last year against Iowa.
Even though the last matchup had a final score of 98-84 with an Iowa dub at home, who knows what could happen this year with the game being a cornfield away.
Although Iowa's down both their leading scorers from last year, Tyler Cook scoring 26 points and Isaiah Moss scoring 20, don't fret, we still have Joe Wieskamp and Luka Garza dominating the court, with Garza joining Jordan Bohannon in the 1,000-point club just last Friday.
The Hawks will have to look out for Iowa State's big scorers, Tyrese Halberton, George Condit, and Risey Bolton, each dropping 17 points last Sunday against Seton Hall. But it really can be anyone's game, with Iowa ranking 2nd in the country in assists to turnover ratio and tied for 5th in assists.
So what I'm hearing is this is one Cyhawk Series matchup you don't want to miss.
No, that's right. And if this week doesn't have enough excitement for you, don't worry, because we also have Iowa swimming and diving headed to Ames for their piece of the action.
The Cyclones will have their work cut out for them as 3 schools' records were just beat the final day of the Minnesota Invitational just a week ago.
The 400 free relay team earned the 2nd fastest school time in history. The men's 400 free relay team grabbed the title of 5th fastest time in program history. And don't forget, freshman Millie Sansom broke the Iowa record for 6th fastest 1600 free.
But one Iowa record swimming can't top actually goes to our own TV director, John Rawson, for being the only member of DITV who doesn't know how to swim.
Make sure to tune in to see how Iowa's real record breakers stack up to the competition this Friday at 6. That is all the time we have for you today in sports, but next time we will have the results of tonight's basketball showdown.
And we'll be previewing the highly anticipated Big Ten Bowl game, so make sure you come back tomorrow. Noah, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, guys. And that's all we have for you on this Thursday morning edition of DITV News. Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on Stands Now. For DITV News, I'm Noah Gowdy. Have a great day, Iowa City.